Hello and welcome to Let's Talk Sports live watch along of Belgium versus Wales in the World Cup Qualifiers. So this is day one. It all begins here for the 2022 FIFA World Cup in Qatar, which, yes, it's literally about 18 months away, something like that. It's such a tight schedule between now and the World Cup. 'Cause let's not forget, it's not in the summer next year, it's in November time, and the final is 4 days before Christmas. So it really would be an early Christmas present for the winners of the FIFA World Cup next year. And of course, with this being Belgium versus Wales, I've got to get my Welsh friend Jack Price. He says he's Welsh when they do well at Euro 2016, but here he is, Jack Price.
Isn't that? I'm just like a Murray fan, really, aren't I? British if he wins.
Or Scottish if he loses. He lost the other day, actually, and I thought he was
Really,
Scottish then.
Good Scottish player he is. Yeah.
So, Jack, I tell you what a game to start the campaign for Wales away at Belgium, who, when I last checked, they were the #1 team in the FIFA rankings, whatever that means.
Yeah, I mean, you look at their starting 11, and I know we've just laughed before we went on air that I've just said, well, Lukaku's up front, so we'll be all right. But you look at the caliber of players that they've got on their pitch. They haven't got Eden Hazard yet. They've still got De Bruyne and Dries Mertens playing as well. So they've got a high caliber of team, although their pitch doesn't look very good. So, yeah, I mean, I'm not sure. That's not very good for Belgium, is it? But
no, it's a small ground as well.
Yeah, have you kicked off? I'm 15 seconds in. I don't know where we are.
Oh yeah, you're ahead of me. Don't worry.
Oh,
so you can see into the future.
Oh, okay. And also interestingly, if people haven't seen the lineup as well, Jamie mentioned this before we went on air that Thomas van Malen is playing for Belgium, which was a bit of a surprise to both of us. But if you're Belgium, please let us know if he's been playing all this time.
I must admit, it was quite nice to see a player that I thought, I didn't think he retired, but I just didn't think he was good enough for Belgium anymore. But maybe Belgium players have given up on the hope of winning a trophy and gone, there, we're out. Oh, let's get Vermaelen back in.
It's a very experienced defensive partnership, as it were, in that free back, isn't it? Of Alderweireld, Vertonghen and Thomas Vermaelen. It's like there's no youth coming in from there, is there?
No, the future is crap for poor Belgium. So Belgium. So here I am doing my colours for the graphics tonight, thinking it'd be Belgium in red and Wales in yellow. I got the Wales part right, but the Belgium are playing in white, which is fine.
Why are Belgium playing in white?
I mean, I don't get it. I thought Belgium would be playing in red.
Both teams' main colours are red, and yet neither of them are wearing them.
I remember this is really nerdy. The start of the 2014 World Cup, and it was Spain versus Netherlands, and Spain versus Netherlands. They both played in their away colours. Yet the 2010 World Cup final, that one of them played in the home colours and the other team played in the away colours. I'm thinking, I'm confused. Why has that changed all of a sudden?
it happens happens in league games as well, and the only thing I can think of is that they want to highlight their other kits for people to buy them. That's the only thing I can think of when they both teams play their away or their third kits. It's like the only reason they're doing that surely is exposure of that shirt to sort of still get people buying it or something. I don't understand. If anybody knows, let us know.
It's definitely marketing, no doubt about that.
Yeah,
I can't see why else it would be. We've got a couple of messages already. We got Tiger Matsumori saying hey, and we got Doro Greedy who now and again gets in touch. He says yep. Hello both, hope you're well. Let us know your score predictions. Jack, let me ask for yours. What's your score prediction for tonight?
I mean, normally I give these at half time. If people have watched these streams already, I never sort of give things away in the first half. But I mean, if Wales can get out of this with a point, I think it would be a good way to start the campaign. I think a win obviously is a bonus, but I think when you're probably coming up against the strongest team in the group, getting something out of the away trip is a bonus. So I think if we can get anything out of this, it would be great.
So what's your scoreline prediction?
If we can nick a 1-0, that'd be great. 2-0 would be a bonus.
I'll just put 1-0 Belgium for you.
Okay. 1-0 Belgium, great.
So, yeah, of course, Wales fans will be hoping to see Solfink good tonight, because the other night they got absolutely disappointed by France.
Yes.
So,
Yes. And that was very last minute as well.
Did you watch the game?
I didn't watch the game. I'm not a huge rugby fan, which is probably a disservice to a Welshman to say that, really. But I try and watch it when I can, but I'm not like, oh, the Six Nations is on, I have to stop everything I'm doing. I'm not that type of person. But I did see obviously the highlights on this channel as well, and the fact that we got highlighted on, was it Rugby Today, or what was the channel?
World Rugby.
There you go. See.
It was quite only because thanks to the other channel called Rugby Geeks, they tagged us on Twitter, and then they said, "Do you know you're on here?" I'm like, "No." So if they hadn't tagged us, we wouldn't have even known. So we appreciate
How dare
that.
they? They should have told you.
They should have. I know. I mean, at first I nearly got angry thinking they've taken footage that we haven't given permission for.
Copyright.
And they've got millions of subscribers. I've no idea. But what I should have done was, I was going to complain, but then they actually put the name underneath. I was like, to be honest, they've credited us, so I can't go wrong with that.
Yeah.
Do get in touch. Let us know your score predictions. Let's actually look at. Oh, go on, Jack.
Oh no, I was just going to make a snide comment. Really, I've just seen that around the stadium, it's got European qualifiers as a banner, even though this is a World Cup qualifying game. But that's just me being picky.
I know what you mean, because it's weird. Well, it's a bit weird because they actually call this like World Cup qualifying European or something like that. So technically they can use those badges, but yeah, the branding doesn't make sense. Because I would have thought they'd have just used that for the Euros or the nations. They go, whatever.
It looks like the Nation League badge sort of thing, doesn't it? Which is
Yeah, I do like the Wales away kit. But they've just had a camera shot on Bale wearing it, and it looks good.
Yeah.
Of course, Gareth Bale says this game is huge for the Welsh in their bid to go to the World Cup. Luke Tanner says it's going to be Belgium 3, Wales 0, which, Luke, you live in Wales. I think they're going to make sure you're not a Welsh citizen after tonight.
Yeah, the council, the police will be turning up at his door tomorrow to evict him from Wales.
And we do know where you live. I mean, yes. I don't, but I reckon we can figure it out.
Yeah,
we just got to try out every address in Wrexham.
Oh. I thought you'd actually give his address away then.
No. Actually, I should be careful here. That's data privacy, isn't it, or something like that? I didn't learn from that 1 hour session at work.
Oh, God.
Did you have to have a lesson in that?
Yeah, we have had like meetings about stuff, like with confidentiality and all that. Yeah.
And then you realise, oh shit, I've given away the CEO's number.
I'd be like, whoops.
Yeah.
Oh, it looks like Joe Allen's down.
Oh dear. I mean, poor Joe Allen. I mean, it's weird him still playing for Stoke. Or am I wrong? I don't know. I'm sure he's still playing for Stoke. But
your dad should know.
What's that?
I think your dad should know, shouldn't he?
I should ask him.
He looks like he's going off already.
Luke Tanner says, I don't actually live in Wrexham. Oh, he's just saying that to hide.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, Joe Allen is down. And this is what happens when you have short hair. It doesn't go the way you want it.
If he'd had a man bun, he would have been all right there.
I always wondered if Liverpool didn't do the right thing in letting him go. I'm not sure. I can't quite put my finger on Joe Allen.
No. I mean, in terms of if in Wales, I think he's always been, he is coming off. Morale's coming on now. He has been sort of crucial because I think we missed. Who did we miss in that semi-final game against Portugal? Joe Allen was missing. Was Aaron Ramsey missing?
Aaron Ramsey was missing. Yeah. Bale played.
Yeah, so we missed two of the key stars of that tournament. And I think that year for me really highlighted how good of a player Joe Allen could be.
Yeah.
I think that was sort of his year in terms of, in the limelight, as it were, whereas Bale and Ramsey and players like that always seem to get hyped up. People were actually going, whoa, look at the way Joe Allen's been playing in this tournament. So, he has been a good player. Whether Liverpool got him too early in his career, I don't know. But obviously big clubs do waste talents. I mean, Chelsea are a prime example.
Morale's just come on for Joe Allen, which, of course, on a night like this, they would could have done with Alan's service in a very tough game. To tell you the truth, I've not even seen the groups. I don't know who's in what group, but the fact that your first game's against Belgium, you just know it ain't going to be easy. Anyway, here come Belgium now. Wales deal with it.
I'll do some research while you're.
Good lad. Yeah, Luke says he doesn't actually live in Wrexham. Jamie Burgoyne says, watching Jack and Jamie reminds me of when I was in first year at uni and still had aspirations. Upside down face emoji. I feel a bit sad with him saying that.
Right, okay, so I'm getting the groups up now. Okay, so we have Belgium, Czech Republic, Estonia, and Belarus.
Oh, Czech Republic won't be easy either.
No, but I still think this is probably the toughest game of the group.
I mean, this is the. I mean, I'm not. Wales actually did it rightly to get to the Euros last time, as in the Euro 2016. But I just feel with Wales, this is when it's too tough for them, because the World Cup is only 32 spots, and it's around the world, isn't it? It's not a continent going for it; it's the whole world. Hence why there's less places. But I just couldn't see Wales coming out of this and getting to the World Cup, just because there's so much more difficulty in it. I don't know, but
yeah, I think this is the squad that we have now, the squad that's playing tonight, and you know, obviously mine was Joe Allen now because he got injured, but the squad that we have is the majority of these players is probably like their last time.
Yeah, especially Bale.
World Cup.
Especially
Bale, Ramsey, Joe Allen, Wayne Hennessy. Is Wayne Hennessy in goal? I didn't see the lineup.
He is. No, it's Ward.
Oh, it is Ward. Okay, and then like Chris Gunter's still there at some point. Ben Davis is there. So there's a quite sizable part of the squad.
Oh, Jack! What? We've just seen a goal. Wales have scored.
What?
10 minutes in.
I was looking at the squads.
We have a goal.
Oh.
Wales take the lead. I go.
Just say apologies, everyone. There was a huge surge in internet.
I think we're live. No, we're not live yet. Come on. If I go. Yeah, I think we're live again now. Yeah, we're live. Sorry about that, folks. We literally had Wales scoring, and there was an earthquake in Wales because of that goal. I don't live in Wales, but Jack does, and I think his connection got to mine, and it, was like the COVID.
It was a huge surge that just went straight through the whole of Wales there. Nobody could believe that.
No one could believe it. So yeah, it's 1-0, which I need to edit the title now. But here come Belgium. Oh, low cross is blocked. But what a start, Jack, for Wales.
Yeah, well, I mean, we were 11 minutes in and we didn't really think it was going to happen yet, so I was buggering about doing other things. But yeah, I mean, now this means, I mean, as Kevin De Bruyne goes out on attack, Romelu Lukaku, oh, he's obviously going to miss. Yeah, and he does. So
that's what the goalkeeper's saying.
Yeah. Shall I even go down low? There's no point. It's only Romelu.
Oh. Yeah, Romelu Lukaku's an odd one. He scores goals. That is for sure. But I'll always look at him as a top striker, but with no trophies.
I always think of him as somebody that could be so much more, and I don't know what it is that maybe doesn't allow him to be that way. But I don't know.
I lost my respect for him when he wanted to leave United, though, because I just thought, I know United are not winning at the time when he was there, but he still scored a lot of goals for us in the short time he was there. His stats were quite normal for him, actually, but it was just the fact. But it was just the fact that it was like, why not look at it and think you're earning a good wage, you're playing with some good players, but also, maybe you could be the man that gets United back up there instead of just, oh, it's not worked after 2 years, I'm off, and it's like, well, fuck you then. To be honest with you, as a United fan.
And he didn't. To be honest, in my eyes, he didn't really go anywhere else that went, wow, that was the reason why I moved.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He didn't go to a huge club. Like, no disrespect, but
yeah. I mean, Inter Milan's okay, but it's not like they're. I don't know. I find the whole thing a bit weird.
Mhm.
So yes, 1-0 to Wales. Great start for them. Of course, as I mentioned, Gareth Bale did say it's a big game, and I wouldn't be surprised if Bale said a few words in the changing room, because I think if you want to get words from a respected player, it's him for his national team. I think you know what? I'll say this now about Bale. At the Euros, I thought he was better than Ronaldo.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I don't know what it's going to be sort of this time round, because there's obviously already talk that he's going back to Madrid, or he's looking to. Oh, that was unlucky
1-0 to
there for
Wales.
Belgium. Good cross
Great
in
start
by
for them.
Kevin De Bruyne, but it was Romelu Lukaku on the end of it, so
Oh.
it didn't go right. So
I
Jamie,
just,
you'll see that in a minute.
I just worry for you. You're going to have a hat trick from Lukaku now after your cockiness. I hope I'm wrong, but
if he can hear me.
well, they heard me when I was saying Wales wouldn't get into the World Cup. Early days, though.
Yeah, yeah.
Don't take
But
me
yeah,
down.
for Bale, well, I'd say for the whole of the team in Wales, really, they did play exceptionally well, and you still get goosebumps when you watch that Belgium Wales game in the Euros, from the way they played. What was incredible, and so. I think it's going to be difficult in the Euros this year. With the way Bale's been sort of performing, his form. I know it kicked in a little bit for Spurs in the last few weeks or so. Oh, as Belgium give it away? Oh, we've lost out. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know with Gareth Bale. He's still got that talent, and he can still, like, a bit like Eden Hazard. He can just do something out of nothing. But yeah, you need to still have good form going into a tournament, and whether he's going to get that at the end of the season with Spurs, and then obviously going back to Madrid for when the World Cups might come around if we did get through.
Yeah.
Is a question.
So it's in the middle of the park at the moment. We've had some text messages in. Luke Tanner says, Jack, thoughts on Chelsea on potentially signing Donnarumma on a free in the summer?
That's that Italian goalkeeper, isn't it?
Yeah, that's the one from AC Milan. Is it the one from AC Milan?
I think it's Donnarumma from AC Milan. Look, I mean, it's going to come to a point, Luke, when we have about 6 goalkeepers. And we just keep buying them and not selling them.
And that's without Per Cech.
Yes. Well, I'll include Per Cech. We've got Cech, Mendy, Caballero, Kepa, and then we've got a younger. I can't remember who's the young goalkeeper as well. So we've got almost 5, 6 now. It's coming to that point when we need to start offloading. And I don't think we're ever going to get rid of Kepa anytime soon. Mendy, we've obviously just already bought. So it would either be Caballero retires and we get rid of him that way, or we loan out again the young goalkeepers. But he's still young in himself, Donnarumma, isn't he? He's been around a while, but I'm pretty sure he's only in his 24 or something like that.
He's a good goalkeeper.
Yeah. I mean, look, whether we would take him or not, I don't know, simply because of the fact we've just brought in Mendy and we've got an £80 million goalkeeper on the bench. So I don't know whether we would, but I think obviously we would take him. Why wouldn't we? I mean, Mendy's good. Whether he's at that top caliber, I'm not sure. And then Kepa, yeah, I mean, he just plays FA Cups at the minute. And yeah, so I don't know. But yeah, I mean, to answer Luke's question, probably I would take him, but then we're just going to have a long list of goalkeepers that we can't get rid of. So
I'm just trying to think of goalkeepers out there you can get for nothing these days. I mean, I always believe that there are 1 or 2 goalkeepers that you don't hear about, but they're probably pretty good. I mean, thing is, I like Mendy. Some people may not like Mendy, but I really like Mendy.
Mendy in himself is a bargain because
exactly.
You look at how much you spend on a goalkeeper now. It's stupid. Look, we spent 80 million on Kepa. Liverpool spent how much on Alisson? Was it 60s in the 60 millions?
Yeah, 70 something. Yeah, 60.
Yeah, Edison was around the same. They wanted stupid money for Oblak. So you pay a lot of money for goalkeepers nowadays. So how much we paid for Mendy, I think it was around 28 million.
Yeah.
Nowadays, you don't get money players for 28 million as a top club. So, he has been good. Even when he was started with Frank Lampard, we started to get clean sheets again. So he has been more important to us than maybe continuing to have Kepa in there. So, yeah, I do rate Mendy, but whether he's at that top level, I'm not sure.
I just think people are being a bit harsh on him already. He's only been there for half a season.
Yeah.
That's why I don't understand why there's this look for somebody else already. I just think, hang on a minute.
Yeah.
You've just signed him.
Rumors fly about all over the shop there, don't they?
Oh yeah. Yeah. The thing is, I mean, United are actually known for creating rumours. So they create them so that they could get
the same
themselves.
Players.
Yeah. It's always Sancho.
Man United would still be doing rumours of Sancho even when you'd bought him. You'd be like, rumours for Sancho. Oh wait, he's actually doing it.
Sancho to now go out on loan. Oh, for God's sake, we just bought the kid. Jamie Burgoyne says Dean Whitehead linked to the TNS manager job. Oh, I did not know that. Thoughts on that, Jamie? To be honest with you, Burgoyne, I remember Dean Whitehead at Sunderland and Stoke, but I have no idea what he does these days. So let me
Google. The last time I Googled, we scored, but it might be a. If I Google.
Well, it was a goal kick for Wales, so don't worry.
Oh, well, last time we scored, so I'll if I leave it a little bit longer.
See, I'm a bit like you. I actually do believe in rituals, which is if I do this, that'll happen.
So he was. Oh, maybe that's why Jamie knows it. He was assistant at Shrewsbury Town last year. Don't know if that's where he was.
I didn't know that. I did not know. I did not know that.
Assistant? Was it assistant? It just says assistant. I don't know if that was assistant manager or not, or what. Oh, assistant manager at Shrewsbury. Yeah.
Interesting. I remember he was all right at Stoke. He was there for a few years, Dean Whitehead. I mean, it's funny because I don't know if you heard, Jack, but of course this is Welsh related. We're talking about TNS, so Welsh Premier League, even though they're based in. Oh, Belgium has scored! And when Jack looked away, it's been a goal for Kevin De Bruyne this time, outside the box.
Oh, I shouldn't have looked away. God damn it.
Jack got...
Although that does say something. Every time I look away, there is a goal in this game. So if I keep looking away... goal fest.
Oh, poor Jack. So Kevin De Bruyne has put Belgium back into the game. It's a great strike, though. Watch this. It's a classic De Bruyne goal outside the box. Picks it out with his right boot. Oh. He's already missed it. Probably for the best. Every Welsh fan saying right now.
Right, yeah.
It's a good goal. Should the goalkeeper have saved it? Nah.
I can't tell you.
Just say yes or no, or say I'm on the fence with this one.
Ooh, I think it was close.
It was close from a handball.
Yeah. I think we were unlucky there.
1-1 then, and Wales. They thought they were going to the World Cup. Now they're not.
Oh, is it that drastic?
So Kevin De Bruyne again, a goal back for Belgium. But Jack, that's another Chelsea player that they should never let go.
I could make a book about how many players we got rid of. To be honest, it's a long list. Surely, then one of them scrolls when they open it out and it just rolls all the way down the hill. It's like one of them with a list of players.
No. Your list is that long. It'd go downhill then up a hill. Yeah.
I mean, Lukaku's one of them, and I'm taking the mick out of him. So there is a number of players. Mo Salah. Although I say that, I remember going to a friendly game and watching Mo Salah play, and he was horrific. So I can see why we got rid of him at that point. And obviously he's turned into a fantastic player for Liverpool. So it worked out for him. Kevin De Bruyne didn't get the time, and then obviously went out and did wonders at Wolfsburg. Hence the reason why Man City brought him in.
Yeah.
And obviously Lukaku did the same sort of thing. Went out loan to West Brom, then Everton. And then obviously got the move to Manchester United. So we have lost some big players that we could have utilised going forward, but that's business. And when you're Chelsea, you sort of need players to kick on straight away. But I think Mourinho was a manager when the majority of them were all around, and he got rid of all of them. So that was the Mourinho effect at that point. So
I don't know if you've seen the. What was it, the Tottenham Hotspur documentary with him in it?
I watched a few episodes.
I've not seen any of it yet, but I've only seen like the Kane and all that talks he has, and then I think he has a talk with Kane to say he wants to work around him, and then literally a few games later, oh, Kane's out for the season. Oh fuck! I love it.
My favourite is a couple of episodes in. He sits down with Dele Alli and he's like, "I wanted to sign you." I think it was him or Eric Dyer. I think he said it to Dele Alli as well.
Oh
He
yeah,
said, I wanted to sign you
at Man United. Yeah,
Yeah,
it was Dele Alli,
and now we never see Dele Alli at all. So yeah,
and he still didn't get that loan.
no. Where did he want to go?
It was PSG nearly, apparently. Again,
Oh.
PSG might have just created the rumours and it was never going to happen, but.
Yeah.
Burgoyne says Mo Salah missed a shot against Shrewsbury in the cup for Chelsea, unmarked, so poor it went out for a throw-in. Oh dear.
Yeah. The friendly I went to go and watch it at Stamford Bridge, and it was it Valencia or someone like that, Porto. It'll come back to me, but yeah, it was only like one of them like pre-season friendlies, and he was playing in that match, and I think he did about 60-70 minutes. And he was just running around like a headless chicken. So Mourinho bought him off. So yeah, he he wasn't great then, but obviously has gone on to become a player. And he was very skinny at that point, very slender. So it looked like he could be pushed off the ball really easily. Whereas he went away, and when he played at Roma, obviously built on his physique and fitness as well. So
he did look. He does look different when you look at him back at Chelsea. Like even just photos of him. I mean, his hair wasn't that hairy either.
No,
I don't know what that means, but like,
his hair wasn't that hairy.
Yeah, just had less hair. He was still growing into a man, even in his 20s. Belgium. Pretty much.
Oh no! Oh no!
It's not another goal.
No. Oh dear!
What's happened?
Oh dear! Well, there's a goal, and it's Eden's little brother. You son of a gun!
Oh, Forgan. Oh, I forgot his name. I can't pronounce his first name. He plays for Dortmund.
They don't have Eden, but they have the other one.
You don't need Eden's gate.
That was a good ball in as well. Oh, who is it that fell over for Wales? Who was that? Who fell over? Oh, he didn't even get fouled. He just sort of slipped. Oh well.
Dear.
Meunier crosses the ball in. Great header by Thorgan, even though the hazards are about 5'8". That was a good header.
Oh, great header. Just seeing it now.
Well, we were in the World Cup for about 10 minutes. But
it's just the fact that, like, literally, we've not even had half an hour and we've already had 3 goals, but it's been turned around already. But I guess, really, Jack, this just shows why Belgium are one of the best teams in the world at the moment.
Yeah, and it was depressing, wasn't it? The last, was it the World Cup or I can't remember the last tournament that came around where it was like Wales, not Wales, England and Belgium played best of the rest for 3rd place, and it was just a bit depressing. Like who wants to play that game? No one cares if you're 3rd or 4th. Why is that even a game? See Belgium and England playing in that game was just a bit depressing, really. So
yeah, I remember I was at the Open when that game was on, and I was still recovering from the defeat to Croatia. And I just thought, to be honest, I was kind of a bit up to that 3rd game just to think, look, if we can finish 3rd, it looks all right. But then we lost. I was like, oh, fuck you. I was like, screw this World Cup. It's shit.
Yeah, I just don't see the point in playing for 3rd place. Who really cares?
It's ridiculous. I mean, you just want to go home by then.
Yeah.
I think it's only FIFA that care about it because it's more money. You know, another match for the TV, another match for tickets to be bought. It's just another way of making money, I think.
Yeah.
Nothing more. But I remember. I mean, it's short-lived these days, but was it the Confederations Cup? They had a 3rd place playoff for that, and I'm thinking, but it's not even the World Cup. What's this to say? Oh, you're the 3rd best winners of a tournament. What does that even mean?
Who cares?
The Club World Cup has got that as well. They've got 5th place playoff at the moment. It's like,
what?
It's like, what for? Why do I want to finish 4th or 5th? Can I just finish 7th? I I hate FIFA sometimes. Well, no, I
Can you
hate
imagine?
FIFA all
Can
the
you imagine
time.
being the manager in that dressing room before the game? Right, boys. If we win this, we're fourth. It's like, who cares? Who cares? Who
Exactly.
really cares?
Exactly. Oh, it's
No.
ridiculous. I mean, I was just reading earlier today that Sepp Blatter's ban has been extended, and I was thinking to myself, why is he not dead yet? I mean,
I thought it was for life anyway. So the fact that it's only 6 years is a bit of a joke, to be honest. But
yeah. And then they extend it, and I'm thinking, well, he's clearly never going to come back in, though, is he? Like,
yeah,
what's the point? But then,
just ban
like,
him for life. What's the
yeah,
point?
yeah,
Yeah.
but and he's old anyway. But I mean, my, if to be honest with you, with how bad FIFA was in the last few years because of all that bribery, I remember saying this to my dad: reform it, have a new name,
Hmm.
as in like actually get a new group in. Because how can you trust anyone in this system? Because
Yeah.
it's not just going to be Sepp Blatter; it's going to be everyone in it
Yeah.
to an extent.
Yeah. I think it's the same. I think it's the same with a lot of things are a bit weird. Like the UEFA sometimes some of their policies are a bit strange. I think like all sort of governing bodies sometimes make some really weird decisions. So
I'm sure
um,
UEFA's the same. I'm sure. I mean, they've had Platini. They had problems with, didn't they, at the end?
yeah. So look, I think they've all got. I think they've all got problems, but I think in terms of UEFA, still makes me laugh. Like we giggled the other day about the sense of the Champions League draw. It's just so boring, isn't it? Like they waste 10 minutes of the draw talking absolute nonsense.
You had a great draw.
Well, yeah, the draw wasn't too bad actually, but yeah, they waste 10 minutes of nonsense, and then an ex-player comes on just for them to
And you never
swirl
heard of
the
them
balls around.
because they're cheap.
Yeah. And then what makes me laugh is that he was swirling one ball around, like, oh, who's this gonna be? He's just like, what's the point? Unless it's wrong.
You know you're in a habit, aren't you?
Yeah. Oh dear.
I love it. But no, I did watch both draws out of interest, and yeah, it's the fact that they're like half an hour long.
Oh, they're dragged out so much.
But at least it's the last time because they've done all the rounds now, haven't they? So I'll laugh if they did it.
Who's Man United got? I wasn't.
We've got Granada TV. No, sorry,
Wow.
Granada FC.
Granada TV. What are you playing, Corrie?
Yeah. Corrie's Ultimate 11, including Peter Barlow up front.
Up front.
And Steve McDonald as the fat assistant manager. Can you imagine that? They should do that as a charity football match. EastEnders versus Corrie. I think that'd be great.
If I became Prime Minister, I would bring back Masters football. It would be a weekly thing. I think Masters football is what the country needs right now.
Have we not got Masters football anymore? Like, why is that stuff? But I love it how Sky Sports still share stuff from it as archives. I'm thinking, you do know people want this back.
Yeah. Think of all the great players that retired in the last 10 years that we haven't had Masters football in. And you just think, wow, that would be great to have them all. Like, Rafael van der Vaart would be fantastic in Masters football. He probably still got it. A bit like Fernando Alonso in F1. He still got it. So.
Yeah, in fact, Alonso can play football, can't he? Apparently he's pretty... Vettel's not bad either, because they always have those... Massa, oh yeah. I mean, if you're from Brazil and you don't like football, then there's something wrong with you.
Yeah.
Actually, no, I did meet a guy once at Eurovision who was Brazilian, and he only cared about the World Cup. And I was thinking to myself, you're not from Brazil. You're not from Brazil. I think you're lying. I think your parents have lied to you. If you don't like football and you live in Brazil, you're in the wrong place.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
it's not a goal, but I think we've got another injury.
Yeah, I've just seen it. It's Wilson. Oh no, he's back up. They're playing on, so I think he's okay. Of course, if you just tuned in.
It's not a fake pitch. It's not a fake pitch, is it? It's a real one. Is it a real one?
No, it is a real one.
Is it?
From what I'm seeing on the soil on the bottom of the pitch, anyway. Oh, Wilson's down again.
Wow. Bale looks like he's complaining about the pitch.
Yeah, De Bruyne has just fallen down, I've noticed, because of it. I love it when they all
Rubbish.
complain.
Is this their main stadium?
No, I don't think it is. No, because the stadium's so small. I think they are just using it because it's like, well, there's no fans going to the main stadium, so what's the point? I mean, I don't know.
If anyone at Wrexham's watching this right now, we could use Wrexham for home games. Just saying.
Don't they have ambitions to do that, Ryan Reynolds and Rob McElhenney?
Yeah, I think they want to at least bring in more friendly matches, if not, proper games at the stadium. I think with like the infrastructure that they're wanting to build, surely it can become, because Cardiff, as much as I say about Cardiff is a bigger stadium now, it's not huge like the Millennium or something. So it's a possibility that if they increase the attendance at the racecourse, that we could start to see more games there. Obviously they want to do other things at the stadium as well. So I think it's a possibility that's something they want to do. But I think until Wrexham get into the Football League, annoyingly, the Welsh Association won't probably consider it because they'll just think, oh, they're a National League team. So,
I think, the Kop needs to be done, but like even the previous owners had plans to build the Kop again and those towers around it, but they only built one or two at the end. It was supposed to go around the Kop, so that never even touched the surface, that project.
Yeah, it's about 10 years, isn't it, since when they first came up with that idea or something. So,
and it didn't end well.
Yeah. I think it was supposed to be with the university as well. Wasn't it like a co-project or something?
Well, the university can't get anything right, so I mean, we can both share that. So there's your insider.
Oh, yeah.
Jamie Burgoyne says Sepp Blatter is the sort of person who'd stick admin rights on changing a WhatsApp group name and photo. Hashtag justice for Andrew. Okay, that's more of an inside joke, never mind.
I think it says a lot that I actually kind of know what that is, and normally I have no idea about the actual group chat, because as everybody probably knows in the group chat, I don't really pay any attention.
I thought you were quite active.
No.
I was being a bit sarcastic.
I did see the picture change the other day, though. So,
picture of what?
I said I did see the picture change the other day of the admin group.
It's changed to Toby Maguire's It's Pizza Time.
Oh, Jesus.
And our mate Joe Stanley has decided to rename it Let's Talk Pizza Time.
Has he actually?
Yeah. Now he's checking.
Yeah.
Unless it's been changed again. That happened a few hours ago today. 7 minutes gone. Sorry, not 7 minutes gone. 38 minutes gone. 7 minutes to go. That's what I meant. 7 minutes to go till half time. So Belgium turning it around so far. A goal down, and then they got themselves back into the lead to make it 2-1. And of course, Roberto Martinez was probably a little nervous with that first goal, but he's got his squad calm and got themselves back in the lead here at home in the opening round of the World Cup Qualifiers. At half-time, we'll go through some of the scores that are happening. There are a few games going on at the moment around Europe. England don't play till tomorrow. They play San Marino, which, to tell you the truth, I don't really care for that game. I mean, I'm sick of us getting San Marino. We always get San Marino. It's like,
it just seems to be a thing, doesn't it?
Well, it's just, it's so annoying. It's so annoying. I mean,
fantastic news.
Go on.
New dates are coming out for a UK tour for Ronan Keating.
Yes.
Shall we go?
Yeah, and then we'll find out we've both got COVID the day before or something like that, and we can't go.
Oh, it is for 2022 though. Hopefully the world will be fine.
I love it when people do it in 2022 now, because they just go, I'm 90% sure this will happen.
Yeah.
If it's this,
last year, though.
If it's this year, it's like 20%. I'm not sure. Let's just say I haven't.
Because everything's gone to like October, November of this year, so it's going to be like a packed thing anyway, isn't it? So
I think like right now people are a bit like, I haven't ordered the speakers yet. I've just put the dates down. That's all I can do.
Yeah.
I still feel. I hope I'm wrong, but I still feel like this summer's kind of cancelled. Because I mean, they haven't even. They don't even know how the travel restrictions are going to do, even after we're restriction free in this country.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, you're in Wales. You're different. But
Yeah, we're still in the dark ages, to be honest. So.
well, I love it how you lot could go for a haircut.
Oh yeah, well, ours is booked for next Tuesday.
Oh, is it? Damn it! I need to go for.
Although I don't, I'm quite enjoying the longer hair, so I might just get a little bit of a cut.
See, thing is though, I've got to that point where, as much as I don't mind my mum doing it, you have to go and see someone to do it. Love you, mum. Oh, Tillemans has he just come on? No, or has he stopped?
No, he's been on the whole time.
I didn't even know he was Belgium. And yet, I think it was Tillemans who scored the other night against United, so I should know that really. But
I wasn't really going to mention that.
Well, I just have, haven't I? Oh, well, we're now becoming quarter-finalists, specialists now.
Don't worry, we've got City in the next round, so
You see,
we'll be out.
Thing is, at half-time, if we beat Leicester, we'd get Southampton. I was a bit like, we've got to bloody win now. We've got to get to the final at least, but nope.
I thought it was really weird that they did it then. Normally they do it after the games. I just thought it's a bit weird to do it at that point.
I wonder if Leicester or United at all listened in at half-time, but I'm sure they didn't. I'm sure their motive is to just go, look, we'll find out if we win.
Oh, I bet someone whispered in Brendan's ear, going, "Hey, we got in the next round."
Yeah. I mean, who knows? Who knows? Could Leicester win the FA Cup? I do feel like Brendan Rodgers' term there needs a trophy, doesn't it?
Even if it's just to annoy Joe.
Yeah. Joe's a big #1 fan for Brendan Rodgers.
I'm pretty sure he actually hosts a Facebook group for Brendan's #1 fans.
Oh yeah, I've seen it. Yeah, I've seen it. And then the text
for that as well.
The text tone is exactly like Joe, so it makes sense.
Yeah.
And I think I saw a picture of Joe Stanley with Brendan Rodgers. I mean, okay, the story is he thought it was Kenny Dalglish, but
Although he called him a beautiful human being, so what more did Joe want? So.
I'll never forget that shot of Carlo Ancelotti meeting Brendan Rodgers, and Brendan Rodgers just goes, "Hey!" he's all pally, and then they get battered by Real Madrid. Oh, bless him.
Bless him.
Oh, 2 minutes to go until half-time. I think Wales need to regroup here, don't they, Jack?
Yeah, I think what I need to do is maybe if I turn my screen off and go looking at something else on the internet, we might score.
Well, you say that, but the third goal, you saw it.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you just ruined that. You just ruined that for me. I forgot.
I'm very sorry.
It's okay. I'll let it go. But I would say you're right. In the last 20 minutes, it has been mostly Belgium. We haven't really got out of our half. So, I think just get into half time with the score of, only one goal between it, and then see what you can do in the second half. But I still think, even though we scored first and we were 1-0 up at the time, I still think 2-1's not terrible at the minute. If we're still in the game, come the last 20 minutes or so, everything's possible, as we see Joe Allen sitting on the sidelines after his injury. To be honest, I would have got changed by now. He's just still in his shorts. I would have been gone by now.
I know what you mean, especially if it's cold.
Get
your trackies on.
I would have been done by now.
I'd imagine there's some players that like to just be there just for the team, I guess.
Nah, I'd be straight in. I'd be straight in.
Would you like a plane home, Jack?
Yeah.
Well, I'm clearly done for the I'm clearly done for the internationals. Yeah.
Fernando when he I think it was in Mexico, in the Mexican Grand Prix in 2018 or something, and he was out within the first 10 laps. I think he got a plane home within half an hour.
Did he?
Yeah, that's just Fernando in it. He just why do I need to be there anymore? So, see you, boys.
I'd have said, well, yeah, I would have thought it was more Kimmy when he went on the yacht with his ice cream,
Yeah.
or the I think it was during the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix, and it was his last few races for Lotus, and he just got into a car and pissed off during the race.
Oh, Kimmy.
Of course, F1 race watch along. We're doing our first one this Sunday, so do join us.
Yes.
Race starts at 4 o'clock on Sunday, so yeah, I'm looking forward to that one.
Yeah. We'll see how many F1 fans are tuning into the live stream, and obviously if you're new tonight, and obviously if the new ones come through on Sunday as well, if they subscribe, that would be great.
Of course, there's Jack's podcast as well, the Pole Position podcast, which we did the other day. So if you haven't yet, go and YouTube it, because we've got a new one out today, haven't we?
Yeah. So we got the new one out. We did our thoughts on pre-season testing over the 3 days in Bahrain. And so we had our thoughts on that. And obviously, usually it's in Barcelona and it's a longer period as well. So I had our thoughts on whether it should be Bahrain going forward. And then, of course, the actual first race of the season is in Bahrain as well. So obviously, we gave our predictions for the race and for the season in general. So obviously, we'll be going back on that probably in the last podcast of the year to see how our predictions panned out. But yeah, obviously the first episode of the year is out today, and obviously the race watch along will be on this channel on Sunday as well. So yeah, stay tuned for that, as it's halftime Belgium versus Wales.
Yes, half-time. So yes, Belgium 2, Wales 1, and if you've just tuned in, it's been quite an interesting first half. Wales took the lead after just 10 minutes, but then, of course, Belgium within the next 20 minutes or 15 minutes or so, they completely turned it around. Of course, they're at home, but Belgium reminding us that this is why they're one of the best teams in the world. It was Kevin De Bruyne who equalised on the 22nd minute, and then 6 minutes later, Eden Hazard's brother, Mr. Hazard, got the winning. Well, I'd say winning goal. We don't know yet. It could be the winning goal if it stays like this at the end of the game. But Harry Wilson got a goal for Wales to start the scoring after just 10 minutes, and Gareth Bale with the assist, because he just loves the Euros. He loves anything European. 4 times Champions League winner, Super Cup winner, Euros semi-finalist. He knows how to play in Europe. That is for sure. So, Jack, your thoughts on that? Because Wales, great start, but since Belgium got that second goal, they've controlled the midfield as we'd expect.
Yes, I apologise for my sort of review of the first half, considering I missed 2 out of the 3 goals, but I will try my best at reviewing. Great start for Wales, obviously, and if we, like I said, 1-0 was my prediction, so that's already gone out the window. But yeah, it was looking good and rosy for the prediction and obviously for the result in the end. But Belgium then kicked on and shown their sort of quality. We know what Kevin De Bruyne can do. We obviously watch the Premier League week in, week out, and I'll see the goal in a minute and just see how good it was. But I can already tell that it would have been a good goal. So there's talk about whether the keeper could have done better. I might be able to give a thought on that. But look, Wales are still in the game. So if there's any Welsh fans, tuning into the live stream, we're still into the game, of course. And anything is possible when it's still at a result like 2-1, during the match. So yeah, I think if they score the next one, I think that'll be difficult for Wales to get anything out of it. But yeah, in my opinion, like I said at the start of this, getting anything from this match is a bonus. I think obviously you mentioned Czech Republic is still a good team. I think Belgium are the best in the group. We normally get Czech Republic as well. I know you're getting about San Marino. Wales seem to get Czech Republic a lot as well in any of our qualifiers.
I do question these draws. I don't know how it works, but they seem to.
I'm pretty sure they just put the same ones in the same group hat. Really,
they probably have the same kind of balls, but make sure. Yeah, they probably just go into the attic and go, right, whatever we left in here,
where
have
they gone?
With. Yeah. I mean,
where's Group B? Where's Group B? Oh, there they are.
And then you find out your group is always Group B each time. You go, coincidence? I think not.
Yeah, although is yours the last group or the second to last group? England this year.
Second to last group, I think. Which we play San Marino tomorrow. Which, yeah, I'm really excited about that.
I can tell.
Can't wait. I can't wait. Anyway, let's have a look at the stats of the game so far, if I can get them up. I did have them before, but now they've disappeared. That's not helpful. Oh no, 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 no! I don't think we're gonna get any. No, I don't think we are.
Oh,
We can look
yeah,
at the latest scores though. Woo!
let's do that.
Let's do that. Once I refresh the page, there we go. There's been a few goals in quite a few games here. So Portugal are 1-0 up against Azerbaijan, and it was a Medvedev own goal. This is not the tennis player Daniel Medvedev. This is just some guy who plays for Azerbaijan. Serbia 1, Republic of Ireland 1. So Republic of Ireland away from home. They did go 1-0 up with a Brown goal on the 18th minute, but then Lahavic scored on the 40th minute. Let's take a look at Finland and Bosnia, because we have to. Finland 0, Bosnia 0. France won, the world champions are 1-0 up against Ukraine. Griezmann scoring on the 19th minute. That's the latest score at half time. Look at this one there. Estonia 1, Czech Republic 4. And Zucek, the man from West Ham, has got them 2 goals so far in that game, which I'll be very surprised if Souček stays next season for West Ham at the moment. He's the talk of the town. But look at this one, Jack. I just don't rate the Netherlands at the moment, and I said that getting Frank de Boer in is a terrible decision, and this scoreline might tell you why. Turkey 4, Netherlands 2. Now, it was a hat-trick for Yilmaz, who scored one on the 15th, then a penalty on the 34th minute, and then just before the end of the game he got one on the 81st minute, while the Netherlands, all they could do is get 2 quick goals on the 75th minute from Klazan, followed by Frankie de Jong on the 76th minute. So, and actually Memphis Depay missed a penalty on the last kick of the game, which just sums up why he's not United anymore.
The thing is, I know you're going through the results, but that's not a Netherlands team, is it? You know, when you remember the classic teams,
it's nowhere near. Nowhere near, is it? That
just
front
depressing when you see that lineup.
That front, I was saying, I remember they had the Nations League finals, and England got there with Netherlands, Portugal. I can't remember the other team. Some team that we beat in the third place playoff, which God knows why they did that. But which we had to take them to penalties, so it wasn't that easy. I make it sound like it was easy, but the Netherlands only they beat us because John Stones and Kyle Walker made mistakes by passing the ball by and losing it. But like when I watched that Netherlands game, I just thought to myself, no, this team's average. Like, you've got your defence, looks good. You've got your midfield, it looks alright, but your front line's crap. You haven't got a finisher. Yeah. I mean, everyone could go on about Memphis Depay, but I've never rated the guy, so I'll never.
He's not a central striker, is he? He's not an out striker. So
he's your winger at best, I'd say.
Christ, have they still got Ryan Babel playing on the bench? Is he still in the squad?
I can't believe he's still a thing.
Jesus Christ!
It says it all. It really does. Oh God! Excuse me.
Yeah, that yawn says it all. And you know what's more embarrassing is that Van der Beek's as an unused sub. I mean, he can't get in the United team and he can't get in the Dutch team.
His career's just been ruined within months. Yeah. Solskjaer's ruined him. Gibraltar 0, Norway 2, which I can't believe what I'm seeing. Haaland hasn't scored yet. Sorloth has scored, and so has Vosvent for Norway. So
he's on a goal drought.
He's on a goal drought, absolutely. I mean, okay, I know they're playing Gibraltar, but Norway, there's a youth team coming up from there, which people are focusing on at the moment. I'm not, but apparently they're good. Latvia 1, Montenegro 1. Yep, don't need to talk more about that. Cyprus 0, Slovakia 0. Absolutely incredible game. I do apologise. I mean, look at this. Malta 0, Russia 2. Russia, one of the biggest countries in the world, up against an island. Oh, poor Malta. They thought they were going. They were close to getting to the World Cup before the game kicked off. Slovenia 1, Croatia 0. Oh dear. Slovenia, of course, known for their having Oblak in goal. It's the fact that Oblak is probably the poster boy, and he's a goalkeeper for Slovenia. That's not a good thing. I'm looking at the squad. I don't even recognise any of them. So yeah, Slovenia's not great. So yeah, those are your half-time scores in the qualifying in Europe for the World Cup. Of course, I think all the South American games have been. Yeah, all the South American games got cancelled this week because of COVID, from what I saw.
Yeah. Yeah.
The North Central American games are going on, which none of them will make it. Puerto Rico, come on. Antigua, really? Antigua play cricket, they don't play football. And international friendlies, no, don't care. Under 21s, there's
A
that.
shame.
And the women's Champions Leagues took place early today. Man City got battered by Barcelona 3-0, and that's only in the first leg. Chelsea women, though, they beat Wolfsburg. Wolfsburg, one of the biggest teams in Europe as well, so that's a big win for Chelsea.
We'll take it.
PSG Lyon, which normally would be a final between these two in the Women's Champions League. Lyon are 1-0 up after the first leg, and Bayern Munich winning 3-0 at home to Rosengard. So quarter-final stage is getting close there with the Women's Champions League coming to the end. And just quickly mention the fixtures tomorrow. We haven't decided yet, but it might be a Germany-Iceland watch-along tomorrow night. I'll be doing a watch-along. I just don't know which game yet, but I think it will be Germany-Iceland. Of course, Scotland at home to Austria, and England hosting San Marino. So those are the other big games. Spain versus Greece, there's another one. Sweden versus Georgia, that could be Zlatan Ibrahimovic's first game back in the Sweden shirt after he retired back in Euro 2016. So it's quite an emotional moment for him. So yeah, interesting stuff. Now, I asked Jack to do me a big favour earlier today, and let's just say we've got with us his preferred lineup for the Euros for Wales. Of course, Wales are into the next round. Let me just try and find your thing, because I did save it. Now I can't find it.
Let me just find it for myself so I can go back through it.
Yeah, that would help. I can't seem to find it. Where are you?
I'm here.
Very good. I can't find it.
Great.
I've really come prepared, lads.
Right.
Oh, here it is. I've got it. There we go. Sorry, folks.
Let me see how many of the players that I chose are actually playing tonight. Do you know what? I'm not actually done that bad. I should be Wales manager.
Well, it is open for grabs. Ryan Giggs not there tonight.
Don't get me started.
We don't want to talk about why, but
an idiot.
Yeah, absolutely. I think his brother will be happy though. So here we go then. Here is Jack's lineup. I'm just stretching it out now. So here you go. So this is what we've got. So Jack has gone for. I'm not even sure what formation that is. What formation is that, Jack, or does it not matter?
Well, it was supposed to be a 4-3-3 on this app that you gave me, but it just looks like a very strange formation indeed. But it's meant to be a 4-3-3.
Okay. So, I mean, you've got Wayne Hennessy in goal. Of course, Ward's in goal tonight. Wayne Hennessy's got plenty of experience with Wales and also Crystal Palace in the Premier League. Ben Davis, Joe Roden, Chris Mepham, and Connor Roberts. Yeah. Of course, there's no Williams anymore, is there, in your defence? No. And I think maybe they might miss him.
He's actually in the studio at the minute, Ashley Williams.
Well, there's nothing else for him to do. Explain your defence.
Well, to be honest with you, and I'm going to be honest to the people watching at home, I am one of these people now that just doesn't really give too much interest into international football until it's actual tournaments, simply because most of the international friendlies I just think are redundant. They're just pointless. I don't see the point. So until the actual qualifiers now come around and the actual tournaments, then I watch it. So the what I've gone for is Wayne Hennessy for the experience, and I think he's one of them players that will sort of be his last chance of the World Cup tournament. Obviously Ward's coming through as well, so I can see why he's playing tonight, but I chose Hennessy for that experience reason. Ben Davis again. And then, obviously you've got the likes of Chris Gunter, in defence that has been regular for Wales over the last decade. But I went with Roberts, Mepham, and Roden. Again, like more of the youngsters, as it were. Ethan Ampadu again as well at Chelsea. He's on loan at Sheffield United, and obviously it hasn't been the greatest season for Sheffield United. So, but again, it's experience for him, and I think he's one of them players that can play in the defence or the midfield. So I've put him in between both. So I've put him in the sort of defensive midfield role for Wales, and then I've gone with Joe Allen and the guy that actually replaced him tonight, Joe Morrell. They're not playing together tonight, but they've swapped over from each other's positions. So I put them in the midfield. Again, you can put the likes of, obviously, Daniel James is on there for the wings tonight. You can put Sam Vokes in there as well. Tom Lawrence is another option you could put in there. So there is Hal Robson-Kanu, Jamie. I mean, everyone remembers that Cruyff turn. He doesn't do anything else, but everyone remembers that Cruyff turn.
I bet there needs to be a T-shirt print of that. I bet that there must be one, just to have Fellaini next to it going, what the hell have I just seen?
Gotta be. And then I've put Harry Wilson and Aaron Ramsey. Now, I said it's the 4-3-3, but they're sort of like, Aaron Ramsey's not a winger, but they're just sitting back behind Gareth Bale up front. So they're not really the wingers. They're just sort of, that 4-3-3 where they're just sitting back a little bit from the actual attack. So I've gone for that formation with Aaron Ramsey and Harry Wilson there again. Obviously, Ramsey's injured still at the minute, but I expect he would be in the tournaments when Wales get there. And obviously, Gareth Bale up front. Like I said, Tom Lawrence could go in there. If they wanted the big man of Sam Vokes in there as well alongside Bale, then they could tweak the formation for it. But I just think, Gareth Bale obviously has to be in that squad as a Welshman. So yeah, that is obviously my lineup. It's meant to be sort of a 4-3-3 style formation, but yeah, it does look a bit weird on the screen, I will admit. But yes, so that is the formation that I would go for as and the team I would go for as the manager. Do you have any thoughts on how I've structured that and the players that are in it, Jamie? Or
the way you explain that then of, I don't know what I've got here, but it's like an artist revealing their artwork. And then people are a bit like, it's like, yeah, I don't really know. Yeah, it's like, I don't really need, I don't know what I've done with this. I just drew a can. And I'm holding it right now, about to sip it. Yeah, I'm about to sip it right now. There you go. There's the can. He's been drinking it the whole time. To be honest with you, I'm the same. I don't know much about Wales' international team at the moment, but I don't think you could get much wrong with Aaron Ramsey and Bale in that team and Joe Allen, because it is one of those. The one thing I've learned from international football, it comes down to generations, doesn't it? As in, some generations are shit, some are great, and then the ones that are great for Wales is right now. And I do think like this is the last chance, especially this Euros. I mean, who knows? This could be the last major tournament we see Bale in as well, if they don't make the World Cup next year. Which, sorry, Wales fans, I don't expect you to get through, but we'll see. We'll see. Maybe playoffs, but you know what happens in the playoffs.
I agree with you on that sense, because that you do get them generation lapses, because at the time where as Wales, the game's just kicked off. So any updates we'll let you know. But yeah, in terms of the actual Wales squads, when England had that golden generation that should have won something, I think Wales around that time had another decent amount, of squad. They had the great Gary Speed. Ryan Giggs was playing at the time. I think, as much as we criticise Robbie Savage, he was somebody that would run around and take them challenges and do all the dirty work for the team as well. So you had this sort of great squad that had gelled at that point, and I think they should have done better as a nation, as it were. Robert Earnshaw again was another one who used to get the goals for the team, but yeah, it didn't really happen for them. And then we had that like little lull period, and then obviously we've had this generation come through now of Aaron Ramsey, Gareth Bale, Joe Allen, an experienced goalkeeper now with Wayne Hennessy as well. So yeah, this is going to be really their last chance at getting into a World Cup tournament. Whether they do or not remains to be seen. But I think if they can try and get maybe second in the group, it is a possibility.
Of course, we do appreciate you picking the squad there, Jack. So thank you very much. Of course, feel free to go back towards the go back towards on the video if you want to see his squad again. That was your lineup there for Jack ahead of the Euros. But we all know, like Jack, we always change our mind an hour after we've made the squad lineup, but then it's too late for a manager because the game kicks off. You think, oh shit, maybe I should have put Bale there instead. Oh well.
Unless you're Tuchel, that subs a sub off. So
yes, on Blaine Hudson-Odoi, which, oh yeah, that was harsh.
It was.
Anyway then, so yes, Wales attacking from left to right, Belgium from right to left, and Belgium have controlled this game so far since pretty much when they conceded, which was on the 10th minute.
Oh, Bale. I tell you, there has been a sub in the game for half time. Thomas Vermaelen did go off.
No! Oh.
Yeah, sorry, Jamie.
I like Vermaelen.
Denya's come on. I can't remember what his first name is, but
it's funny because
at least he managed to do 45 minutes.
Yeah. I mean, I don't even know what Vermaelen does anymore. I mean, I remember when he went to Barcelona.
Does he still playing like that? Ooh, Bale tried an overhead kick, didn't really work.
Oh.
He was thinking of Cardiff. He was thinking of that moment in the Champions League again. Although, was it Cardiff? No, it wasn't.
No, that was in Kiev. That one.
Oh, Kiev.
I saw him in Cardiff in 2017, but sadly he didn't score. He actually didn't start the game, I don't think, from what I can remember. Which I think a lot of Welsh fans were gutted about. It's now 5-1 to Czech Republic. So who are also in Wales's group. So Czech Republic clearly a team to watch out for. England have got Czech Republic in the Wales. Oh, I've just seen the Bale overhead now. That'd have been beautiful.
Christ, is that how far behind you are to me?
Yeah, he has broken his back and he may not live. Oh no, he's fine. Oh, the Tillemans picks him up and says, "What an idiot." That's not how you do it. That's literally like the same routine he's done as well from that goal. Just flying so high up in the air. I mean, what do you think is going to happen to Gareth Bale, Jack, next season? Do you think he'll stay at Spurs? I just feel like, is the price just too much for him? I don't know.
I think he's already did an interview. I don't know if it was before he left Spurs this week or if it was at the Wales training camp. But I think he's already made a suggestion that he's not looking to stay at Spurs after this season. And he wants to go back and prove his worth at Real Madrid. But we've seen that in the last 18 months of them not really giving Gareth Bale an opportunity, and obviously Zidane not giving him an opportunity in the squad. So I think it'll be difficult. He hasn't had the best of times at Spurs either, whether it be injuries or just Mourinho not playing him, or for whatever reason. It hasn't been the most successful loan spell back to Spurs. And I don't know how it will go when he goes back to Real Madrid either. So yeah, I think it could be tough. I think for Wales, it's probably the best thing to get him just as he leaves Spurs before returning to Madrid, because I don't know what his form and fitness will be like once he goes back to Madrid if Zidane plays, or decides not to keep playing him.
Yeah, I just feel like it's very unrealistic to go back to Madrid for him.
Yeah,
I just think going forward for Real Madrid, do they still want him really? I don't know. I think he's done his bit though. That's how I see it.
Well, I think he's been very, Spanish or Real Madrid fans in general have forgot what he has done for the team, and every time he does one little thing wrong, he gets the world of criticism in the papers and everything. So I think they have forgot what he has won for them. At least 2 Champions Leagues with the goals he scored in them games. So, and obviously that was it the Super Cup? No, what was that cup game they played in Spain against Barcelona in his first year?
Copa del Rey, was it?
Del Rey, yeah. So, look, he has won them trophies, and I think it was always difficult when you were in the limelight of Ronaldo, and then everyone's like, "Can you take his place?" And it's all still revolving around Cristiano Ronaldo. Even the talks in the summer for this year is he could go back to Madrid, and you can't get away from Cristiano Ronaldo if you're Gareth Bale at Real Madrid. It's always going to be there, and I think the injuries he's had there haven't helped. A bit like what Eden Hazard's going through at the minute at Real Madrid. He always seems to be injured. Has he spent more time injured than played there now? Or
I think he has, yeah. He came back for a little bit, then he's injured again. So Chelsea are laughing. Chelsea are laughing.
Yeah, but I think there was a question a couple of weeks ago when we did the Chelsea live stream where they said, "Would you still take Eden Hazard back?" And you just think, "Well, yeah, in a heartbeat, because you know what he can do." And I think we haven't really, as much as we bought all them players in and invested, we still haven't got that like somebody that can just make go wow. Pulisic to an extent, but again he has that injury prone as a footballer. So yeah, I mean, look, if we go back to Gareth Bale, I personally think he doesn't really have a future there. And if I was Gareth Bale, I would try and find somewhere else to go. I just think if the manager's still the same person when you left, he's not going to play you. It doesn't matter how well you have played, say, on loan. If your relationship's broke, and it's to an extent where he doesn't play you,
they get a divorce.
It's still going to be the same. It's still going to be the same, isn't it?
Yeah, they get a divorce.
Yeah, I think it'll be a second divorce. I think they've already got it. But you look at that 8 to 9 months that Julian Lopetegui was in charge when Zidane left, and then obviously he got sacked. For that 8 to 9 months, Bale looked better. He looked more comfortable. And then to get that news of, oh, we've sacked him and we're bringing Zidane back, it's just like, oh god. So
here we go again.
Yeah. So I just think that the relationship sort of started to crumble again from there. But yeah, I mean, look, it depends if you're a huge Zidane fan as a manager or as a Real Madrid. Who do you want them to get their differences aside and get Bale to play? But I just think that relationship's too damaged to see Bale continue to play more regularly at Madrid. But that's just my opinion.
It's a weird one. I mean, I just always find it weird how him and Zidane just don't get on. Yet they've succeeded very well together. It's so weird. It's nothing new, partnerships that doesn't actually get on, according to the reports, but yet they still win everything.
Yeah.
Of course.
But as a manager, do you might not get on with everybody, but if they're your best players, you still play them, right?
Well, yeah, you do it in the best interest of the team, not yourself. If it's just because of yourself, then that's not a good manager. That's just you're just there and emotions get involved.
Yeah.
Well, at the moment, there's not really been much going on in this game since, well, pretty much nothing much going on in the second half apart from Bale's overhead kick, which was a failed attempt, which if he had done it 3 years ago, it would have found the back of the net. But it's I think is it a corner or is it a throw-in? I think it's a throw-in. Yeah, it's a throw-in. He's looking like he wants to take a long one. Charles Dunt says, that is the old logo of Belgium Red Devils. Yes, it is. It is. I noticed that actually, Charles, on the shirt tonight. I didn't know Belgium changed it.
How dare they?
I've seen only a little glimpse of it on their shirt tonight in their away shirt, so I don't really know what I think of the badge, but I quite like the old badge. Of course, Wales changed their badge about a year or two ago, so that both teams
prefer the old one.
But yeah, I don't mind the new one, but I just feel like, what difference is it really? In terms of the Wales one.
Yeah.
Of course, Belgium Red Devils, they need to change something if they want to start winning trophies. Because they've had some class players over the last 6-7 years, but they've failed to do it at a major tournament. The closest they got was the World Cup semi-finalists.
I was going to say, would you say, are they like another England golden generation? Would you say this is Belgium's golden generation that could potentially not win anything?
Well, they've done better than ours did. At least they got out of a group stage.
Yeah, but they never got Portugal on penalties.
Brilliant. It does feel like that for Belgium. I mean that the World Cup. If they had beaten France that night, I think they would have won the World Cup. But it was the France-Belgium game was a good one because, I mean, it was a good game because it was tight and it was only a one goal affair. And I just remember watching it in a pub in Scotland, just thinking to myself, this is a great game to watch, but it's a typical one of these teams will clearly win the World Cup because they're just so good tactically and they're so good in depth as well. And France got the winner at the end. I can't remember who scored the winning goal that night, but yeah, Belgium, I think.
Normally Giroud, right?
Eh? Probably was.
It's normally Giroud, isn't it?
Probably was. I might have to have a look. I can't remember.
I'll Google it. Someone will
Google
score
it. Google it. Find out for us.
Someone will score now because I'm not looking.
Probably be the Charles. Charles also says, I think the old one is much better. Yeah, as I said, I've only seen a glimpse of the new badge. I'll have to have a look in a bit, but I didn't see what was wrong with the old badge.
I've got it. Who do you think scored? It's not Giroud.
Is it Pogba?
No. I was about to say it's another French player. But I was like, well, obviously.
Well, obviously. Brilliant.
He played in defence.
Varane?
No. His partner.
Oh, Titi?
There you go. Well done.
Oh, God,
yep.
They let him score.
Yeah.
I don't rate Titi one bit. I think Varane dragged him over the finish line in that World Cup. I still can't get over the fact that Varane didn't win the Ballon d'Or that year. It should have been him, not Modric. Because he won the Champions League and the World Cup, so surely that, he did a better year than Cannavaro did when he won the World Cup in 2006 and won the Ballon d'Or.
Let's not talk about the Ballon d'Or.
Well, the fact that Lewandowski should have had
surely
it.
It's rigged every year.
Oh, I mean, Lewandowski should have had it. He should have. He could have 2 to his name at the end of this year, if you know what I mean. Because at this rate, he'll win it again this year because he's been scoring goals for fun. I watched Stuttgart Bayern Munich last Saturday, which was one of our watch-alongs, Jack. Stuttgart get one of Bayern Munich's players sent off. What happens? Lewandowski just goes and gets a hat-trick with 10 men. You think, oh, of course. Why didn't I put a bet on that?
Yeah. Please gamble responsibly.
You can. Ashen.
Okay.
Ashen Augustine. How are you, Ashen? It's been ages since we spoke to you, Ashen. Hope you're well. He says, hello, guys. Hello, Ashen. Which team do you support when it comes to international football, Ashen? Let us know. Charles, if you're still watching, who's your favourite Belgian player? And if any of you folks who are watching the stream haven't yet, do subscribe to the channel. We're at 491. We'd love to get to 500 subscribers in the next few streams. So do help us reach the 500 mark. Belgium, I think, have got themselves a corner. De Bruyne with the kick, and then it came off one of the Welsh players. So it'll be a corner on the far side. Just before we reach the hour mark, it's Belgium 2, Wales 1. All the goals coming in the first half so far, and it's been a bit uneventful this second half so far. The first quarter of an hour has been a bit quiet, and I think Wales have had moments, but it's just that away kit. It's a beautiful away kit. Here comes the corner. Wales deal with it. It's headed out of the box. Ashin says Kevin De Bruyne is favourite Belgian player. I mean, who'd go against that? Because Kevin De Bruyne is an absolute genius. I mean, look what he's done for Man City. Here's a story for you. I went to see, it was a few years ago now, and I think it was when Man City won the league in 2019 or 2018. It was one or the other. And I went to go and see Burnley versus Man City, and it was 0 each. And then up until like the 75th minute, Kevin De Bruyne came on, and in that quarter of an hour, you could really see the difference on that pitch. Like, it's so much different to be at a ground than watch it. You see more of an influence from certain players. I mean, sometimes you see it enough on TV, but I love seeing the whole pitch. Not just the camera focusing on certain areas of where the ball is. But De Bruyne just changed the whole game for me. His pace was there. He was fresh legs. He mastered the midfield. And he took the corners and everything. What did he do? I think he set up Man City's goal, but then Burnley got an equaliser very late on in the game. So it was a great game of football, 1-1 draw, but my God, he was so good. That's when I understood the hype for Kevin De Bruyne.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you on that point. When you go and watch a football match, you get to see the top players sort of. It sounds stupid when you say the top players live, but you get to see it with your own eyes. Whereas telly sometimes doesn't give you that when you're watching at home. Like a prime example for me, I very much I didn't despise Cesc Fabregas, but like obviously when he was playing for Arsenal, he's like, oh, Cesc Fabregas, and it was because he was that good that it used to annoy me when he was on the pitch, or I always knew it was an opportunity.
And then he joined you lot.
Yeah, and I was gonna say, as he came to then join us, when we signed him, I was like, oh God, we signed an ex-Arsenal player. But he came in, and I remember watching a game, and he just lit the game alight, and you could watch.
You said licked the game, then I was like, that's a bit weird.
Yeah. Well, he could lick anybody on that pitch. He was that good. But it was just the way he used to just pass the ball across. He would dictate the play, the motion, the speed of the game, and then could just set up the play with ease. And he was another one for me that it was a pleasure to watch him live. And obviously you get them like odd players. But yeah, for me, he was one of them. Didier Drogba was another one when I went to go and watch Chelsea, way back. He was another one that was just so clinical, and to watch him was another joy.
He was so good. I mean, he was, as you say, clinical, but also just scored every important goal of Chelsea's history in my eyes.
Every time we got to an FA Cup final, it was, I mean, a bit like Giroud to an extent, but that Didier Drogba was going to score. You just knew it was his stage, as it were, and so he was always there to get the vital goals. So yeah, for me, it's sad to watch football nowadays, because you see. You do see other players coming through, but you look at them now and you think, oh, you just don't make them like them anymore. You don't make strikers, or you don't have them players like that, like say Didier Drogba for an example. So,
I think the 2000s spoiled us a bit.
Yeah, I think we're lucky that we grew up in that generation. Going to school, playing football, and, having them players to idolise. I think we were lucky. Yeah.
I guess maybe we're different, because if we were kids now, we'd still say that in a few years' time. I don't know. But there's not many players I'm fussed about these days than 20 years ago. But again, I think my brother's the same, because my brother grew up in the 90s, so he would talk about, Zidane, for example, being the Juventus player he was back then before Real Madrid, Luis Figo, and... Well, for me, my brother always talks about the United midfield of Keane, Giggs, Beckham and Scholes. How do you go wrong with that?
Yeah.
No wonder they won so many trophies.
I think Luis Figo was one in the house. My mum loved Luis Figo.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I wonder why.
Yeah, she loved
Beautiful
it.
man.
That and David Ginola as well. He was another one that could play. So... But yeah, I agree. Even that that generations of players had was, and then obviously you had the up and comings of Thierry Henry as well, and you had that Arsenal generation.
Henrik Larsson.
Yeah,
not because I love him.
Yeah,
There's some good players there. Ronaldinho for me was just special. But for me, the Brazil 2002 team I loved. Cafu, Ronaldinho, Ronaldo, Roberto Carlos.
Yeah.
I mean, how'd you get that? I mean, ran as well in defence. My God, some good players there. It was funny. I was watching a clip the other day of like the World Cup 2010 game. Oh, what's happened, Jack?
Well, Lukaku had the ball and he was just buggering about with it in the box, so it didn't bother me. And then it came to Kevin De Bruyne, and he just took a shot.
And then you got scared.
He took a shot outside the box, and it hit the side netting on the right-hand side. It'll come through now. You'll see Lukaku buggering about in the box, and that was no issue. And then De Bruyne gets it.
God.
Just wide on the right-hand side. But you can see what he was trying to do. He was trying to curl it into that right-hand post. As Harry Wilson goes off, the goal scorer. Is that Tyler Roberts coming on, I think?
Oh yeah, I'm just seeing it now.
Yeah. So you'll see Lukaku buggering about. And
You wouldn't put it past him to score from there, would you?
no.
My God.
That's why it worried me, because De Bruyne in just on the outside of the box. It's almost a goal every time, isn't it?
Yeah. Lukaku does well here. Actually, could keep in the. Well, I say he does well. His shot was.
He rebounds his shot.
Yeah. He controlled it well, but then the shot was just terrible. I think what I don't like about footballers these days is that they're in your face. As in, like, there's some that, I don't know, maybe because of social media. I hate all these posts where, I love Bruno Fernandes, don't get me wrong, I love him. But I hate every time we lose, he always does we'll recover from this and fight back. It's like, I can't be arsed with this. Every player puts that. It's so easy to put that. And I get it's to satisfy the fans. But I actually quite like, I mean, I don't like Pogba. I just don't like him. But he, in all fairness, he doesn't put posts like that, and I'm thinking, you know what? Fair enough. Or it's maybe just because you don't want to take responsibility. But I don't know. I just, yeah.
I agree with you. I like players when they don't put the general BS. So, like you say, when they just put the normal thing in of
like
unlucky
Beckham.
today. Huh?
Beckham doesn't put crap in. It's always a nice family photo or something. It makes you love him even more, actually.
But I get when they do it, but I think it needs to be more personal, and not to the extent where they're blaming themselves or they're blaming players or they're blaming things that happened during the match, but to not have the general, unlucky, but we'll be back for the next game. Just say something like, I'm sorry, just be a bit more personal with it. A lot of them are always the same, like couple of words, and that does irritate me a little bit. I think sometimes if you just don't post, just don't. Just don't. I think if I was a footballer, I don't even know if I'd have social media.
I don't think.
I
don't like the idea of, because I know I'd read the comments. And I know it's easy to ignore them, as some people say, but it can get to you. It only takes one bad message. I mean, we've had on our live chat pages some people who've said stuff to me or somebody else, and it doesn't hurt you, but it is kind of sad. You just think, sadly, there are people out there who have nothing better to do but to just put abuse online. And you do just have that thing of, there's more to life than social media. And I actually think social media has made the world a worse place. The only thing I would say about social media is that, yes, I can connect with my friends. I can stay in touch with people. I can make new friends. All that's great, but that's all I can say, to be honest. And photos, if I didn't share them on Facebook, they'd be stored on my albums on my phone, which I may never go back to anyway. I don't know. But there are pros and cons, but I do sometimes think maybe a world of social media would have been nice without it.
Yeah. And I just think if you're somebody that works at the very top and you want to be somebody that is the elite of athletes, you can't be spending time
on it at all.
Degrading, like looking at things that are very negative on yourself, because that doesn't help. That's not going to help you when you're trying. I mean, it might spur you on to say, look, I want to be better than what they're saying, or I need to ignore this. But surely just not having it in your life in general would be better. So I just think if I was somebody like that, I'd either have somebody that looks after my social media account.
They do pay,
so I don't
have
to touch it.
They do have people doing it.
Yeah.
I mean, look at Zlatan, Ronaldo and Messi and Haaland, for example. They all have social media, and yes, they use their accounts a lot, but I think they have to because of their name. It's kind of like you can get sponsorships for someone, you can get money from that, and it's like, it's hard to say no when you've got a name like that, especially for someone like Ibrahimovic, who went to Los Angeles, and you have to exist on social media. You're in the place where everyone who wants to be famous is famous. It's known for the place where people go for their auditions to make it in films and TV shows and all that, and then they move out. But I look at people like Zlatan, Ronaldo and Messi and think, but they played football way before social media existed. So I feel like they were kind of used to... Oh, what's happening, Jack?
Oh, penalty?
Who for?
Belgium? Why?
Oh no!
Why?
Why? Why, Jack? What happened?
Dries Mertens down, but I think he jumped over a molehill or something. I don't think he got tackled. Let me just see it. Let me just see a replay on that. It was a great save by Danny Ward from coming in, but I don't know what happened to Dries Mertens. I'll have a look on the replay now.
Is
Yeah,
that why
great
the
save.
pitch is so bad?
Oh, right. So we ran into a ball where we were trying to get. We were trying to clear it. I'm not sure it is. I think it's Beppen that's tried to clear it. Dries Mertens come in, and as he's tried to kick it to clear it, he's gone. Dries Mertens has come in, and he's given a penalty for that.
Oh
You'll
dear.
be able to see it in a minute.
So it could be 3-1 to Belgium if they get this.
Lukaku's taking it.
Oh no! He heard you, Jack, at half
He
time.
did. Sky it.
The maul will pop up the moment he kicks the ball.
Oh dear. Oh, he scored.
Oh dear.
3-1.
Goal for Belgium, 3-1 as Jack just said. Lukaku with the penalty. He had to score at some point, I guess, but he's done it where it's the easiest route for him, which is from the spot and just to pick a side. I think that might be it, Jack, for Wales tonight. I can't see them getting 2 goals back, but who knows? We've seen stranger things.
We have, but I said if they got 3-1, I think it'd be very difficult. And obviously a penalty is not great for Wales to sort of concede. But yeah, great save by Ward anyway. But sadly, the save in itself parried it into the danger zone. But from the way it was crossed in, he had to make that save. So yeah, obviously unlucky it went into there and resulted in a penalty. But yeah, I think from 3-1 now it's going to be quite difficult because I think even the majority of the second half has been Belgium pressing and the possession game. So I think Wales have struggled in the start of the second half. So, like I said, if they managed to get to the 70th minute at 2-1, it would be okay. But they did. But obviously they've conceded a penalty now, so it's gone to 3.
And it doesn't help their goal difference either.
No.
So Belgium 3, Wales 1. It was such a good start for Wales, but it just shows when you're up against the #1 team in the world, it really is all about playing 90 minutes. And we see it in FA Cups, don't we, Jack, where you see a team in a league below where they have a good start against a Premier League side, but then it's the last 10, 20 minutes and it just goes all a bit, we're on our knees here.
Yeah, it's the sort of experience. I'm not saying Wales aren't, but it's the experience of the more high-class players that say Belgium have got in their squad compared to Wales, maybe.
Yeah.
In terms of the clubs that they play at, maybe, and the knowledge they take from them clubs and the managers and the mentality. That when they play games like this, they may go goal down, but they still have that belief that they can come back and win the game. And obviously they've gone from losing 1-0 in the first 10 minutes to be comfortably really being 3-1 up in the 74th minute now or 75th. So teams like that have that ability, and obviously they still are the best team. There's a bit of a brawls going out now. I'm not sure what was that was on. But ref's got his first yellow card out of the game. Who's he booking? Himself? Nope.
Is it really their first yellow? Himself, poor performance.
Thorgan's been booked.
Oh dear. Misses the next 3 matches.
Yeah, I'm not sure. There was a bit of a kick out on Roberts, and then he went back in quite aggressively, pushed him over. Yeah, well, whatever. I think yellow cards are. I don't want to go into a rant again, but I think yellow cards are brandished out very stupidly nowadays. I watched the game the other day. Was it? I think it was Chelsea and Sheffield United, and it was a new ref. I hadn't seen him before actually. I don't know if he does like football league matches, but he didn't book somebody until the 75th minute, I think. And every time somebody had a foul, he would have gone 1 or 2 or how many times they'd done it. And he just said no more, or he'd say one more chance or something like that. And he let the game go. And I was like, I haven't seen this from a Premier League ref in ages, because 5 minutes in, you only have to do 1 challenge and you get booked straight away.
Yeah,
and
I don't like that. The game
where's
flow.
the give it time? Yeah.
Czech Republic are now 6-1 up.
Oh God.
Serbia have got the lead over Republic of Ireland, 2-1 there. Portugal. Oh, Ukraine have got a goal back against France. France
Ooh.
have been poor recently because they lost to Finland back in November, which, yes, France didn't have their main squad, but neither did Finland. So
Is Didier Deschamps still their manager?
yeah, I don't
Is it?
think I could see him going after this summer,
Mm.
but I do think he might stay longer because of the World Cup win. I mean, it's like Rackham Low. Rackham Low, I thought should have gone after the Euros.
I
But
cannot believe he's still German manager.
I know he's been there since 2006.
Yeah,
It's a long
yeah.
time. Like, you know, that's when I started high school. It's a long time.
That was still when we were doing sticker collections.
Yeah, hey, it comes out tomorrow.
Oh, sorry.
I've got my year. I've still got some more to put in my old Euro 2012 album. If you can see. Oh no, it's just blowing out.
Who is
Rio
it?
Ferdinand
Is that
at the
Rio?
front. Yeah.
Good God.
I think that was his last Euros. I think that was his last ever major tournament. I can't remember. But yeah, the Euros is 3 months away, which I still don't even know if they're going to be playing all over Europe. Apparently England have the chance of... I don't know if it's true. I don't know if anything's true when it comes to England. We normally get
The thing is,
misled.
and it's going to be really... Yeah, I was going to say it's going to be really difficult because they're already talking about like the possibility of third waves or whatever in Europe over the summer. So if you're not allowing people to move around, surely having players and football teams moving around across the continent just doesn't work. Like I don't get that as an option. So I just think please just find one area or just one country for this year, and you know that thing can happen in the future, you know, being able to move around, because surely that's the best thing if fans are able to do it as well.
Well, like, I mean, yeah, I just think this summit should be in one country where it's safe. If you want this tournament to happen, it should be in England, because I think we're the only country in Europe right now that's actually had, you know, we've had over 25 million people vaccinated. Come June, you'd have a lot more by then. You know, come June, we're supposed to have restrictions gone, if it all goes to plan. So I mean, who knows? We're probably talking right now, and UEFA have got the plan ready, but it hasn't been announced. So,
yeah, I personally think if you're going to do that, where you're allowing people to flow across Europe to watch a tournament, it should be when fans are allowed to do it. And obviously, fans are not going to be allowed this year. I just don't, you know, even the smaller man, I think it would be a surprise.
I think some of the fans would be delighted, because it's so expensive. So think about how expensive it is just to go to the country, to stay at a hotel for, what, depends how long you want to be there for, how many games can you get. Because I don't really know how tickets work at major tournaments, because you don't know how long your team's going to be in it for, unless you do late trading and it costs you a bombshell, but you do it because you love it. So, I mean, to tell you the truth, I've always wanted to do like a World Cup and follow England, you know, just see where it goes. But
you wouldn't have to be there long.
What? So, I'll go with Mexico then. They normally do better. But yeah,
if I went with you for Wales, we'd probably only last a couple of games anyway. So I know, I wouldn't be that long.
No, it'd literally be the moment we get there, and then you'd already be on the next flight.
I wouldn't even
Actually,
get on the plane.
no, Jack, I'll join you, because we'll get knocked out as well.
You'll be on the seat next to me.
I think we should do those bookings where you go, you know, when you go to the receptionist at the start of each day. Will you be having an overnight here? No, I don't think so.
We'll see.
Have you seen the lineup?
Can I leave my case here just in case?
Yeah. So who did that? Brilliant. There's a corner here for Belgium. De Bruyne, just 30 seconds before we reach 80. And to tell you the truth, I think from me and Jack's tone, we won't mind just seeing the end of this game. It's already been
all Belgium, isn't it?
It's all Belgium. It has been since the Wales goal, to be honest, which was kind of expected, I think, but it was a good start for Wales. But of course, I have to double. Wales don't have any more qualifying games, I don't think. The weird thing is they've got a friendly this Saturday, which is against Mexico, in Cardiff, which. Yeah, it's a weird one. I didn't think Mexico would come over here to play football at the moment.
That for me just sums up international friendlies, to be honest. Why?
I knew they made the Nations League to make it. I mean, I don't mind the Nations League; it's better than nothing. But there's always one friendly that they seem to get in, and it's a bit boring.
I would rather, and again, if I come into power, this would be what I would do. I would scrap international friendlies altogether. And what I would do is, if there wasn't any like league game matches on, the internationals go for tournaments and for qualifiers like this. Any spare weeks, we would bring all the has-beens of all the best teams. So, and we'd have Wales versus Mexico, but we would have the Masters football Wales versus Mexico. That for
Vote for
me
Jack
would be
Price.
it would be more enjoyable to watch than watching a boring friendly that we don't really care anything about.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I had I didn't watch on the night. This was back in October, I think, or November, and there's some websites that you can find a full match of the morning after, and it was Netherlands Mexico, and I had it on in the background while I was at work, but literally within 5 minutes I couldn't give a shit. Even though Mexico won the game, I was like, what? I'm not even watching it. It's just on in the background. I was thinking to myself, well, what's the point? Like, yes, they beat the Netherlands, but like the last time they actually played in a proper game was at the World Cup and they lost. So
it just doesn't mean anything, does it? It doesn't mean anything. And as a kid, I used to watch friendlies. You know, I used to watch all the friendlies, even like the England ones we used to watch. But it's just like I just don't see the point anymore. Like when like Wales England used to be a friendly, you know, it used to be like, whoa, this is a big game, even though it's a friendly.
yeah.
But like now it's just, I don't know if it's because I've got older and you know, obviously I watch football, but not to that extent where I watch every single match known to man. But I don't know whether it's, you know, I've grown out of it or whether it's just,
I think it's
redundant.
I think it's when I feel like when you get older, you want to use your time more wisely, and you do sometimes think, do I really want to watch half an hour?
Although I watch a full F1 race in Abu Dhabi, and sometimes I feel like that's wasting my time.
Hey mate, get ready for Saudi Arabia. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of overtaking. My God,
isn't that the last two races in Saudi Arabia and Abu Dhabi? I mean, Jesus Christ.
Why? At least Bahrain's decent. This Sunday, folks, do join us for that.
Yeah, Sunday.
First night race as well of the season.
I would rather them do Sakir at the end of the year than Abu Dhabi. Saudi Arabia. Yeah.
I do feel like Abu Dhabi is just an event, not a race, though. I feel like it's just money, isn't it? It's the money, but I also think it's the setting. Just, you know, it goes off into the night, the season or something like that. But I also think as well, I wouldn't be surprised if all the teams get a say in it, because you're going to have your after parties, aren't you? The staff, the teams, the broadcasters and all that. And I honestly think that might be why as well. With Abu Dhabi, it's just like, you know, beautiful weather, very hot. Just have to wear shorts, have some whatever. I mean, they say they don't drink in those countries. There's ways of doing it. I've got a friend who lives in Qatar who's a teacher, and she has no problems drinking. I think there's ways.
Well, it's all right. We'll just celebrate with some rose water. Oh, bless you. Oh, bless you.
Excuse me. I always sneeze when I'm on there. Probably nerves.
Nerves? You with me? What are you nervous about?
Exactly. Excuse me. Exactly that. The game is
you're
really...
yawning now. Is it that bad?
Yeah, the game is that bad. Do subscribe though. Don't worry, folks. We're normally more uplifting, but the game's been pretty crap. But yeah, do join me tomorrow for Germany versus Iceland, which I really hope's a lot better. We actually found... I thought I'd tell Jack now, actually, even though I'd probably tell him after a stream. We've actually found a way, Jack, to stream 2 watch-alongs at once on the channel. Me and Seb tried it out earlier. Seb, one of our other fellow Let's Talk Sport members, he we because England are playing at the same time as the F1 on Sunday, so if, for example, Joe wants to do the England game while we do the race, we can have 2 streams. So yeah,
I don't think we need to watch England. I don't.
Oh no, I don't want to. I'm watching the F1. I'm not interested.
Who are they playing?
It's Albania, isn't it? I think it's Albania.
Is it a friendly or a tournament one?
No, I think it is a tournament one. I think they're all tournament ones for England. They're playing 3 of them. Oh. England fixtures. Yeah, Albania away on Sunday, and then they play Poland at home on Wednesday.
Mm.
And that's it. San Marino
So what
tomorrow,
do you
though.
think? What do you think? I know we're on a Wales stream here, but I'll go on to England just quickly then. What do you think about? Is this Southgate's last tournament? What do you think he can deliver? Can he deliver anymore? What are your thoughts on Southgate as the manager of England now?
Why is he still on
He's had a
manager?
few years, hasn't he? He's had a few years.
I just don't know why he's on manager. I liked him at the World Cup. Don't get me wrong, because it was
With his vest.
Oh, the fact that M&S, Gareth Southgate should have sent a letter to M&S and just gone, "You're welcome," because those sales went massively high in that summer. But I don't know. I just think for Southgate he was a bit lucky. I mean the run to the semi-finals wasn't significant. You know, it was we beat Colombia on penalties, which we could have gone out easily, and then that would have been it. You know what I mean? We'd have been out from the last 16. We wouldn't have won another knockout game because we haven't won any knockout games for years. We beat Colombia, and it was great. You know, it was amazing to see England win a penalty shootout. I remember being in a beer garden when it happened. I just went berserk, couldn't believe it. But then, like, you knew it was exciting because the next round was Sweden, which you know, on the day we should beat these lots. So that's when you know semi-finals is actually a possibility. But let's not forget, this was a World Cup where Brazil went out. Germany went out. All the big nations actually went out early, and the only real threats at the end were France, Belgium, and Croatia. You had Russia beating Spain as well. So it was one of those World Cups for me where I just think can't deny that Southgate deserves, a recognition for it. But I just think it was a bit of a lucky run. And let's not forget as well, we lost to Belgium twice. And we only just beat Tunisia on the last minute of the game from Harry Kane. And then the other game was Panama, which was Panama. So it's like you got to beat Panama. Even Lingard bloody well scored. So the way I see it is, I think Southgate should have obviously this tournament to prove he could do it again. I wouldn't be surprised if we didn't get out of the group. Just because it's England, it's a typical. Everyone's going on about the England squad at the moment, saying it's so good. I'm like, yeah, because they all play in the Prem. You know all these players. We had this in the 2000s. It's the media as well. The media don't help it. I said this about United over the last 8 years. We have a standard now where we can't win anything. England has been a standard since '66 where we have been shit. We've had one or two tournaments where we got to the semis and that was it. So anyone who goes on and on and on about England should be winning things, no, we have a history of fuck-ups. What makes you think we should be winning tournaments? I'm just a realistic England fan. I'll support my country, but my God, if people start to think we could win this Euros, I would love to know your reasons why.
Do you know who England need right now as a nation and as a
Jack
team,
Grealish.
as the England team, they need that great American Zach Brown to come in, because he would literally come in and go, "Your expectations are way too high. This is where we're going, and we're going to go up." If people don't know, Zach Brown is CEO or COO of McLaren. I'm not sure.
I'm surprised you haven't bought his book yet.
I'm waiting. Has he got a book out? I'll buy it.
No. But I'm sure you'll write it for him.
I will. I'll do the foreword for him if he wants. People don't know, obviously, from McLaren. McLaren have had a great history, but they were setting their expectations way too high.
But that's it. Yeah, exactly that.
But that's it. And he literally came in and went, we aren't at that level anymore. We'll start here, and each year we'll progress to be better. And now they've come to the point where they finished third in the constructors last year. Could do better this year, and that's all because of the mentality that they've set. Let's keep raising the bar, and not getting depressed that we don't hit the standard that we had previous. And I think that's something that the English media is just a joke anyway, isn't it? In terms of how they the England expectations. Every year they're like, okay, we won't say anything. Day before the tournament, it's coming home, and you just think, well, there you go.
Yeah.
You go. There's the expectation gone again.
Do they not think the players are going to read it? They're at their hotels, aren't they? They don't actually have much to do. They do go on and say how long those weeks can be. because they are just training, getting ready for the next game, and they travel across the country. So I don't know what to expect. But you're absolutely spot on about Zach Brown. Zach Brown was realistic. He went down to the team and went, great history. We need to get back there, but it won't happen overnight. And it's spot on. That's how I feel about it as a Man United fan. You know, people go at Solskjaer, and I just think, hang on, the whole club has a history before Solskjaer to say we're shit. So why should he get sacked? Because whatever our structure is at the moment, it's not working. And look what's happened in the last few weeks. We finally have a director of football, and I just think, you know, maybe we're finally exactly. You know, how far behind is the club compared to everyone else? Miles behind in terms of structure. So this is why I will always say to someone like Solskjaer, give him 3 full seasons at least. That's enough time to try and build something, in my eyes. Same with Lampard at Chelsea. Same with any manager, to be honest, unless the manager is shit in the past. You know, Lampard didn't have much of a history, and neither did Solskjaer.
Did you see Gary Neville got a lot of stick for that because he put a tweet out, didn't he, when all the managers get sacked, and then he sacked. How long was that guy in charge of Salford? 60 days? 90 days?
Yeah, and he only just won in the EFL trophy as well, so I don't know what happened there.
Like, really?
But I just don't... I don't know what happened there. I've not read into it, but I'd imagine... It sounds as like they might have clashed over Salford, so... Yeah. Again, it could be one of those things where they disagreed on Salford and they just didn't think it was going to work. I'm not sure.
The game's finished, Jamie.
I just love how Mertens came off with 20 seconds left on the clock.
Yeah, Trossard got like 10 seconds on the pitch. Don't think he
look at him, he's smiling. He's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna play." Oh, it's full time. Literally, he's going in for a free kick here for Wales, and then it should be full time. Heads the ball away. Oh no, here they come, and he's gonna literally walk off the pitch in 2 seconds.
He hasn't even broke a sweat.
He's literally come on for what, 30 seconds? Oh my god. I don't get late substitutions. Even when you're winning, like, surely you're just adding more time.
I'd say, boss, I'm not going on. What's the point? Why am I getting my kit off for that?
Can you imagine if he just went, fuck you? Oh dear.
Oh, there's the snake, Thibaut Courtois.
Your favourite snake. Some Villa fans would say Fabian Delph, but... Fabian Delph's playing for Everton, isn't he, these days? I think. I can't remember.
Is he, though? Is he, though?
No, he's there to be the snake, isn't he? Come on.
Yeah.
Just like... Well, James Rodriguez sounds like he wants to go as well, so I don't know what's going on there. Well, apparently he's had enough already, so...
Oh, great.
But he always does. He did that at Real Madrid as well, so it's no different. So, yeah, full time. And it's not the result Wales wanted, but I think they knew it was always going to be an uphill task. Even when they went 1-0 up early on from Harry Wilson, thanks to a Gareth Bale through ball that set him up to open the scoring. But then later on, Kevin De Bruyne scored an absolute cracking goal outside the box, finding the bottom right corner of the net. And then Hazard, not Eden Hazard, his brother, had scored. Did he actually have anything to do with Chelsea?
Yeah, I think at one point we owned all 3. And we sold him to Dortmund. I think he went on loan there, and then we sold him permanently.
Got you.
So yeah, we did have affiliation with. I don't know if we still got one with the younger one or not anymore either. I don't remember what the younger brother is as Thorgan either. But yeah, so no, we don't have any of them now.
So they've just seen camera footage of Bale talking to his old teammates of Vertonghen and Alderweireld next to Courtois, the snake. And it's ended 6-2 for Czech Republic over Estonia. So Czech Republic will go top of the group after just the first round. And
France drew. Jesus.
Oh dear, France.
Have you seen their lineup tonight? That should breeze past Ukraine.
See, this is the thing. I said this when they won the World Cup. I don't rate France. I just think France, for me, at that last World Cup, were best of the rest. Yeah. That World Cup didn't have a significant team for me compared to like the Spain of 2010 or whatever. But yeah, look at that.
That team should breeze past.
Wow. Mbappe, Griezmann, and Giroud up front with Coman. I mean, come on, that's really bad. But it just shows you got to have chemistry despite all the A-listers you've got in your team.
Should have brought Martial on.
Was he even on the Was he on the bench? Yeah, he was.
Oh, he did bring him on. They did bring him on.
Did they? Oh, yeah, they did. Oh, he still fucked up. Oh, look, Pogba came on. Yeah, he still fucked up. Yeah. The French players at United don't seem to get on, apart from Patrice Evra. Did you see Patrice Evra's latest post the other day? He got out of his bed in Denmark and he had his bike on the bed and he just got off in his bike and went, "I love this game."
Great.
I love it how he's going to become a dad, and his girlfriend's baby is. He keeps saying, "Yeah, it's going to be called I Love This Game Junior." He's an absolute madman. Love him, absolutely love him. So yeah, it's looking good for Belgium and Czech Republic after the opening round. Of course, plenty of games to go yet. I think it's 5. Yeah, there's 5 teams in each group in the European qualifiers for the World Cup. So Wales 4th at the moment. Estonia bottom. Belarus haven't played yet. They're the odd team out, which gives them a rest ahead of whoever they play next. But for Wales, actually, let me just change the screen there. Oh, still got Jack's lineup thing. We don't need that anymore. There we go. So let's go through the results then. So Portugal 1, Azerbaijan 0. Serbia 3, Republic of Ireland 2. Oh, Republic of Ireland. They gave it a good go. They were leading the game, but they've lost 3-2 at the end. And look who scored twice. Mitrovic from Fulham. One player who hasn't really had much time for Fulham this season, who I would like to see more of. Finland 2, Bosnia 2, and as Jack mentioned, France 1, Ukraine 1. Turkey 4, Netherlands 2. Netherlands losing in their first game, which doesn't look good for Frank de Boer, the new manager. Gibraltar 0, Norway 3. Let's see if Haaland scored. No, he didn't. He did not. Svensson scored the third goal. Latvia 1, Montenegro 2. Cyprus 0, Slovakia 0. Exciting. Malta 1, Russia 3. And Slovenia 1, Croatia 0. So a good result there for Slovenia. So yeah, that pretty much wraps up tonight's qualifying in the European section. And then tomorrow, just quick mention that you've got England, San Marino, Scotland up against Austria, Germany, Iceland, Spain, Greece, Sweden versus Georgia. Zlatan Ibrahimovic's first game back possibly. He has had an injury recently, so who knows, he might not play, but we'll see. But yes, do join us tomorrow night. We will be doing a watch along for Germany versus Iceland, and maybe England as well if I can find someone who's interested. Oh, brilliant. Jack, thoughts on the game?
Well, the second half was an absolute bore fest. So apologies
really
to everybody that was watching our live stream, looking for updates on the game. There weren't any. Yeah, in general, look, Wales were beaten by a better team in Belgium, a team that should be one of the teams to win the Euros. You know, that team should be winning things. It's you know, they are a better squad than what Wales have. So the fact that we gave it a decent enough go, yes, okay, in the end they were sort of outclassed, and the second half they really struggled. I don't think even they really had a shot on target in the second half. Bale was out of the game. They managed to isolate him. Harry Wilson obviously came off as well again. Daniel James, we didn't see much of him in the second half. I think Belgium were a lot better and more clinical, and then obviously got the penalty to secure the 3-1 victory. So, look, it's not the worst result in the world. You know, 3-1's not a terrible result against Belgium. And then we obviously have to look at the other teams in the group that we can look to beat. But Czech Republic looked really good tonight, but it is only against Estonia.
So really, it could be between 3 teams there: Wales, Czech Republic, and Belgium. I tell you what, crazy prediction. I know we've only seen 2 teams tonight. The Euros is coming up. Have you got any prediction of who you think is going to win that tournament? I can't decide. I mean, that last Euros was so crap. Even Portugal won it.
Yeah, and that's the thing, isn't it? I mean, look, any any team can sort of manage to get their way into the final, and then
Blitz it.
yeah, it's just pure luck sometimes, isn't it? The fact that Portugal won that Euros, it's like really they were the worst team out of all the ones that were
And
left.
Greece once upon a time.
Yeah. But I think, and it's not because they beat Wales tonight, but we say the same thing about, I think this is the golden generation for Belgium. They have to win something. England failed miserably with that squad that they had. Belgium have to be able to do something, and it will be a marker on Roberto Martinez's career as Belgium manager, because look, great, that they play some great football. It's fast flowing, fluid, whatever they want to say, but it's results at the end of the day, and most importantly, tournament based results. And so they have to sort of deliver the business. So obviously France are looking, like you said, France looking at poor at the minute. It's where Germany are going to be. Netherlands look out of it. Where England are going to be again. Who knows with what England can do. Each game's different for them. But I think Belgium have to be one of them teams that can actually win the tournament this year. So I will put, if they've got Eden Hazard fit as back as well, I think I would put Belgium at that team that should win the tournament. I said it for the last tournament as well, but obviously that didn't go very well. But I still think that team for Belgium should be winning tournaments. So yeah, I'll say Belgium, but it's not because they beat Wales tonight.
But that last tournament, the World Cup, as I mentioned, they got to the semis, and it was only going to be one goal in that game. It was one of those kind of setups where both teams are a little scared to come out because they know that there's a big risk involved. And France were under big pressure as well because they'd lost their own Euros, didn't they, 2 years before, under the same manager, and lost to a team that should never have won it, really. Just a very good lucky run for many. But you do look at Belgium where you just think they've learned so much over those last few tournaments now, where they've got to take it now, haven't they? They've got to go for it. But there's something about. I'll be honest. If you ask me right now, my dark horses are Portugal. That team's depth this time compared to 5 years ago is crazy. Like it came out the other day, a graphic of if Ronaldo wasn't up front, you've got Jota, you've got all these players, you've got Neto as well. I mean, Andre Silva.
There.
I mean, it's a crazy squad this time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, I agree. I'm looking at the squad that played tonight, and obviously there are a lot that play in the Premier League as well, and obviously people that watch the Premier League will know. I mean, Cancelo and Diaz have been super strong for City this year. You've obviously got Bruno Fernandes for you, Bernardo Silva, João Moutinho, Ruben Neves, Andre Silva. Most of the Wolves squad is in there.
So good.
Neto.
Did you say Patricio as well?
Patricio,
what a goalkeeper.
Yeah, Lopez was playing tonight.
Patricio was injured, didn't he?
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, they've even got Jose Font still in their substitutions. But yeah, I agree with you. With the squad that won in the last sort of Euros, this is a much stronger Portugal side that we're seeing.
Same coach as well.
So I agree. I think Portugal are certainly there, but I think Belgium is almost the same sort of squad that's been in the last few tournaments. So if they've learned from anything of them defeats or not winning when they should have, that experience should be key to going into this tournament. And they're all still in their prime. The majority of them are still in their prime to play. So I think Belgium really should be the favourites. But you're looking at that Portugal side, I think absolutely spot on. I think they should be dark horses for the spot as well.
Poor Belgium probably look back at that Euros and just go, I can't believe we lost to Wales, and then Portugal go and win it.
It's that Cruyff turn, mate. It's that Cruyff turn.
Oh my God! I mean, the Sam Vokes header as well was so good, so good. Well, anyway, so let's wrap up here. So, of course, our watch along has come to an end. Belgium 3, Wales 1. Wales getting the treatment of what it takes to be at a World Cup by facing one of the best teams in world football right now, and revenge is always sweet if you come back from a defeat from a few years ago. Not quite the same, but I think Belgium will be delighted with the way that the campaign has started. And thank you all for watching. Jack, pleasure as always, my friend. We'll see you on
Thank you.
Sunday for the race watch along for the Bahrain Grand Prix. Do join us. It starts at 4 o'clock and we'll start just before that on this YouTube channel. So if you haven't already, do subscribe to our YouTube channel. And of course, if you enjoyed this stream, do give it a like, and we'll see you next time. Tomorrow night, it's Germany versus Iceland, and my God, I hope he'll be better. but we'll see. We can't promise everything. Anyway, thank you for watching.